Today, we are going to make you a better fantasy football manager by keeping you 2 to 3 steps ahead of your league mates on the waiver wire. I'm Lucas Wencl here with FantasyPros, bringing you my top 5 waiver wire stashes ahead of week 3 and ahead of next week's waiver run as well. Before we dive on into that list of players, though, we have a special deal going on for you all right now. Unlock a month of Betting Pros Premium for free. Download the Betting Pros app today and use promo code FP1month. Get access to tools like the Same Game Parlay tool, the Prop Bet Analyzer, and the Prize Picks Prop Bet Cheat Sheet. Don't miss out on it. Try it free for 1 month now, available both on iOS and Android. Starting off our list this week is Los Angeles Rams running back Blake Corum, who's rostered in 22% of leagues. It was Blake Corum who scored on a 1-yard rush against the Titans last week, marking the first touchdown of his young career. Last year, anything inside of the 5-yard line exclusively went to Kyren Williams, so it was curious to see Blake Corum earn a goal-to-go opportunity instead of the back Sean McVay has fed 26 rushing touchdowns to over the last 2 seasons. Another item worth noting is that Blake Corum saw his snaps increase from 10 to 18 this week, and we heard Sean McVay this offseason talk about how he wants to be more committed to utilizing multiple running backs, similar to what Liam Cohen did with Tampa Bay last season. Maybe we're starting to see that come true, with Kyren starting off the season relatively inefficient, averaging only 3.8 yards per carry on 35 totes. Corum, on the other hand, broke off 2 runs of 15 yards against the Titans, and now he has the same amount of 10-plus yard runs as Kyren Williams does this year, despite having 29 less rush attempts. I'm not telling you that Blake Corum is going to steal this backfield from Kyren Williams, but many this offseason were worried about this exact scenario. If Kyren struggles to create explosives for this offense again, there's a very real chance Sean McVay starts to look elsewhere. So on the chance that is starting to come true, let's get Corum stashed on your bench as the top option behind Kyren Williams. The second player on this list is rookie running back Woody Marks of the Houston Texans, who's rostered in 17% of leagues. In week 1, it was Dare Ogunbowale playing second fiddle to Nick Chubb, but against the Buccaneers in week 2, we started to see the rookie out of USC get more involved. Nick Chubb still dominated the rush attempts, getting 12 totes to Marks' 3, but the rookie made sure to leave his mark in the receiving game, hauling in a short pass from CJ Stroud with the pocket collapsing and took it for 37 yards. That was Woody Marks' forte in college. Despite coming out of USC, Marks holds the record for most receptions and receiving yards by a running back at Mississippi State. During his time there, he collected 1,225 receiving yards on 216 receptions. So you have to imagine this Texans team is going to get Woody Marks more involved as the early season unfolds. Nick Chubb has looked fine to start the season, but it seems highly unlikely the Texans are going to ride a 29-year-old running back that's collected 2 major knee injuries, on the same knee might I add, throughout his career. The last thing to consider here is that the Texans potentially have more invested in Woody Marks. Sure, they only took him with a 4th-round pick in this year's NFL draft, but they also traded a 2026 3rd-round pick to trade up and select him 116th overall. All it's going to take is one standout game from Woody Marks before your league mates realize they need to have him on their roster. So let's beat them to the breakout and stash him at the end of your bench now. The third player to stash this week is another rookie running back, Kyle Monangai of the Chicago Bears, who's rostered in 13% of leagues. In week 1, Ben Johnson deviated from his typical running back strategy, giving DeAndre Swift all of the running back rush attempts, with Kyle Monangai's only opportunity being an 11-yard reception. That resulted in only a 17.6% success rate on running back runs, and Ben Johnson immediately knew he needed to change things up after the game, saying, quote, "I need to call more runs. I need to call more so we can get him," being Kyle Monangai, in the game a little bit more. Well, Ben Johnson's usage and workload meter rose on the Coach Speak Index after week 2 because Kyle Monangai was indeed more involved. His splits weren't all that far off from DeAndre Swift in their blowout loss to the Lions, playing 28 snaps to DeAndre Swift's 39, running only 1 less route than Swift, and collecting 9 opportunities to Swift's 14. Now, it was DeAndre Swift who found the end zone from 30 yards out, but he did have a costly fumble late in the first quarter, which shifted majority of the momentum to the Lions, who never looked back. Maybe more importantly, though, for Kyle Monangai, these splits are typically what we're used to seeing from a Ben Johnson offense. If he continues to get 8 to 12 opportunities per game, the touchdowns will come, and once they do, that's when your league mates will start noticing. So again, let's read the tea leaves here and stay 2 to 3 steps ahead of your league. If you have an open IR spot in your league, one of my favorite stashes right now is wide receiver Jalen Coker of the Carolina Panthers, who's rostered in only 12% of leagues. This Carolina Panthers passing attack needs a spark badly because Tetairoa McMillan can only do so much. Xavier Legette really isn't contributing anything. Matter of fact, he became the second player in NFL history to finish a game with less than 0 receiving yards on 8+ targets. Sure, Hunter Renfrow did catch 7 of 9 targets and hauled in 2 scores against the Cardinals, but in my mind, he's running on borrowed time. It was Jalen Coker who was supposed to be playing from the slot for the Panthers this year before landing on IR with a quad strain. Last season, Coker ran a crazy impressive 2.65 yards per route from the slot on the 20 targets he earned. That was 7th best in the league behind a handful of guys like Puka Nacua, Brian Thomas Jr., and Terry McLaurin. For a team contrast, Xavier Legette drew 64 targets from the slot last year, but still managed to collect 135 yards less than Coker did. The Panthers know the explosiveness they have in their 23-year-old undrafted free agent out of Holy Cross. As reception perception charted out, Coker had a 70+% success rate against press, man coverage, and zone coverage in his rookie season, while also running the second most yards per route of the 2024 draft class against man coverage. Look, if you haven't picked up on it by now, I firmly believe Coker is worth stashing 2 to 3 weeks before his return, because once we're knocking on the door, people will realize he's a player worth rostering and it'll be too late by then. The last player on our list this week is Jacksonville Jaguars wide receiver Dyami Brown, who's rostered in 11% of leagues. Look, Dyami Brown just needs to be rostered in more leagues, flat out, plain and simple. Brown currently leads all Jaguars in receiving yards, only has 1 less reception than Travis Hunter, who leads the team with 9, and he at least has a touchdown on his resume, unlike Brian Thomas Jr., who seems to have a major case of the yips right now. With the Jaguars also still figuring out the correct balance in which to deploy Travis Hunter, Dyami Brown has been the wide receiver playing alongside Brian Thomas Jr. in 2 wide receiver sets. He played 15 more snaps on offense than Travis Hunter in week 2, and Brown has run a route on 84.7% of Trevor Lawrence's dropbacks this year. Now, I also completely understand Hunter needed to be utilized on defense after Jaguars corner Jerrion Jones left in the first quarter with an injury, but the formula for Travis Hunter has been to play him on both sides of the ball in roles where he doesn't need to be out on the field for every snap of the game. That's what's allowing room for Dyami Brown to play this pseudo wide receiver 2 role in the Jaguars passing attack, even though talent and volume-wise, it should be Travis Hunter. You're not going to draw a date with the Cincinnati Bengals every week, who are tailor-made to be in shootouts, but Liam Cohen handpicked Dyami Brown in free agency this offseason to play this perimeter role for the Jaguars passing attack. Should this offense start to turn its wheels under Trevor Lawrence, we could be looking at Dyami Brown as a flex play more often than we actually realize. And there you have it, my top 5 waiver wire stashes ahead of week 3. Go sprint to your waiver wire, like right now, and make sure these guys are available in your league and put them at the end of your bench. They're all rostered in less than 30% of leagues, so there's a very good chance they're still available in yours. Before we sign off here, though, remember, we have a special deal going on for you all right now. Unlock a month of Betting Pros Premium for free. Download the Betting Pros app today and use promo code FP1month. Get access to tools like the Same Game Parlay tool, the Prop Bet Analyzer, and the Prize Picks Prop Bet cheat sheet. Don't miss out on it. Try it for free, 100% free for 1 month now. Available both on iOS and Android.